Good morning, all. Welcome for this lecture. Today we are going to discuss the introduction. Okay, so in the previous class we have already discussed about it. So today, now we are going to briefly go through this important parameters in the electrical circuit analysis. Okay, let's discuss now about the sources. Okay, so let's see about the sources first. Okay, remember one thing that sources are of only two. Okay, so one is your voltage source, another one is your current source. Okay, remember these two are the sources. As we have discussed, sources are means voltage source definition is, so voltage source is a source which gives us a constant voltage. Okay, and current source is similarly the source which gives us a constant current in the circuit. Okay, and now we are going to discuss about this DC source and AC source. Okay, remember main thing that sources are of voltage source and current sources. Based on where we are going to use, okay, which type we are going to use, we are going to define according to that. Okay, let's see this DC source and AC source. Okay, remember one thing I would like to inform you that there is no such current sources. Okay, we prefer to define with for analysis purpose we are going to take this. Okay, DC source and AC source. See, as we have said, these two are the sources, voltage source and a current source. If we are using for the DC supply, then it will be DC voltage source. Okay, and the current source, if you are using of DC supply, then it is called as DC current source. Okay, DC voltage source is means represented like this, that is with one voltage source with a symbol of circle. Okay, it is represented like this with a positive and a negative sign. DC has a polarity, whereas AC not has any polarities. Okay, so then now it is one type representation. Another one is like this bar type. So you can represent with a long line with a small line. A long line represents positive, small line represents negative. Okay, and then it is also represented with one more type, that is number of bars, like a long line, small line, long line and a small line. Okay, remember long line always represents a positive, and a small line which represents, sorry, which represents negative. Okay, so and then we have this is about voltage, DC voltage source. And next we have a DC current source. This is represented as circle with the arrow mark inside that. Remember, this arrow represents a positive in a DC supply and tail represents negative. Okay, this is about a DC current source. Similarly, supply, if voltage sources and current sources are used in AC supplies, then those are called as AC voltage source and AC current source. So what we can do here is, means what we can see in AC voltage source is there is no such polarities. Okay, positive and negative, but we have P and N, that is P for a phase and N for a neutral. Okay, and next we have a current source. Representation of this one is similarly as that of this, only thing is we are not going to represent positive and negative here. Okay, and okay, this is about your sources. Okay, I hope you have got this. And next comes ideal and practical sources. Okay, these sources which you have said, voltage source and a current source. Okay, these are all your without internal resistances are called as a practical, sorry, ideal voltage sources. Okay, voltage source and current source, these are all your ideal sources. Okay, but but in practical means in general we don't get such ideal sources. Okay, then when you are using it, it should be of practical, that is a source is going to consume a bit of energy, that much potential is going to drop inside that due to internal resistance. This small r indicates internal resistance. Okay, internal resistance. Now, so what is the practical one? What is the practical one? This is, so source, whatever we had ideal source, okay, along with the resistance. Okay, if it is a voltage source, then voltage source along with internal resistance will be in a series. Okay, this is a practical voltage source. And whereas in current source, okay, so current source will be present and internal resistance will be connected in parallel to this. You remember these two. Okay, so these are called practical sources: practical voltage source, practical current source. And this is a ideal voltage source and ideal current source. Okay, so this is about sources of practical and ideal. Okay, next we'll go to dependent sources. Okay, this is indicated with rhombus. Okay, so now there are again four types. Okay, you can remember one thing: independent and dependent, which all we discussed here. No, these are all your independent sources. Okay, these are all your independent sources, because these are all not going to depend on anything. So but whereas these sources, okay, dependent sources, are name itself indicates that these are going to dependent on something. Based on their dependency parameter, we are going to classify into four types. Okay, remember one thing, that the sources are of only two: one is voltage source, another one is current source. Okay, among these two only we are going to bifurcate. Okay, so suppose if a voltage source is dependent on voltage, some voltage in the same circuit, then that is called as voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, dependent, instead of dependent you can say it is a control also. Okay, you can say it as a control also. So what we can say is voltage dependent voltage source. As I said you, sources are of only two: one is voltage, another one is current source. So suppose voltage source is dependent on some voltage in the same circuit, then that source is called as voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, similarly, suppose this same voltage source, okay, in the circuit, if that is dependent on current, okay, dependent on some other current in the same circuit, okay, that is called as current dependent voltage source. Okay, and next is current source. Okay, same thing. Suppose the current source is dependent on voltage, some other voltage in the same circuit, okay, is called as voltage dependent current source. And if it is dependent on some current in the in the circuit, then we can say it is a current dependent current source. Okay, remember this can also represent VDVS. Wait, I'll write here. First one is voltage dependent voltage source. It is represented as VDVS. Okay, voltage dependent voltage source. In some other textbooks they'll write VCVS, means voltage controlled voltage source. Okay, instead of dependent you can use the word control. Okay, so voltage control voltage source, current control voltage source, voltage control current source, current control current source. Okay, this can be written. Now let's see one by one how it will be, and how we can represent it. Let's say first one, voltage dependent voltage source. As you know, this is a voltage source, we have to represent it with the rhombus. If at all this kind of a element if you find, you have to definitely say that this is a dependent source. Then based on this identification, okay, based on this identification, plus and minus, if at all it is there inside that rhombus, then you can say it is a voltage source. Okay, in the same means in the same type of a rhombus, okay, in the same type of a rhombus, if you have, this is a dependent source. Okay, if it is with the arrow mark, then you have to say it is a dependent current source. Okay, and then based on its value over here, okay, then you can say on what it is dependent and which type of source it is. Okay, so now you can observe this is indicated as rhombus obviously, but with a positive and negative, therefore it is a voltage source. One we have got to know. But on what it is dependent, let's see. It is V is equal to some magnitude, say alpha into Vx. Okay, alpha into Vx. Alpha is the some magnitude of that. Vx means this voltage is dependent on some voltage which is called as Vx in the circuit. Therefore, Vx might be some voltage across resistance, or it might be any resistance, voltage across another resistance or this resistance, whatever it may be. Okay, so therefore this voltage source is dependent on this voltage, okay, some other voltage, whereas you can say this is voltage across this resistance. Therefore you can say that this voltage source is dependent on some voltage, therefore it is voltage dependent voltage source. Okay, similarly, let's see current dependent voltage source. Okay, obviously this is a voltage source. Rhombus with positive and negative symbol indicates that it is a dependent voltage source. But on what it is dependent, let's see. They have written V is equal to, its magnitude will be alpha, some value magnitude. Okay, but on what it is multiplied with Ix. Okay, Ix means this voltage is controlled by some current in the same circuit. Okay, it might be different branches, obviously it will be of different branches, but it is dependent on the current. Okay, therefore, so this source will be called as current dependent voltage source. I hope you are getting it. Let's write then about this and these two. So let's see what about this current voltage dependent current source. Obviously this is current source. Okay, dependent current source, right? And the next, what is this? Voltage dependent. So its I will be equal to, this current will be equal to some magnitude. Shall I take beta? Okay, so I'll take beta. So I is equal to beta into what it is? Voltage dependent, therefore beta into Vx, some magnitude into Vx. So therefore this current source is dependent on voltage, therefore it is voltage dependent current source. Okay, next, this is about this one. Next, last one, shall we write this? So let's see, current dependent current source. Okay, then this is it is your dependent current source, but I'll take I is equal to beta is the magnitude, some magnitude of this source. And the next, it is dependent on current, so some current in the it's dependent on the current of the same circuit, it might be of different branch. Okay, therefore I will be equal to beta into Ix. It is dependent on current, therefore current dependent current source. Let's see that how it will be. Okay, this one, voltage control voltage source, voltage dependent current source and current dependent current source. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, this is about your total sources. Okay, and then we'll discuss about your let's revise some basic concepts, or you can say techniques, or you can say tools which you have already studied from the basics. Okay, so let's take a few things. We'll glance once. We should know the resistors. Okay, and that is connected in series and parallel, and we should know Ohm's law, Kirchhoff's laws, and we should know division of current. We should know, instead of saying this, I can say that we have already studied it, but now we should maintain it, means we should know it already. Okay, so we have to go through this. Okay, once we have briefly we'll discuss, and then these are the very basic fundamentals, and everyone should perfect in this. Okay, these are all fundamentals, so we should be perfect in this. Okay, let's see what is resistors in series. Suppose what we can say is, if resistors are connected in series, okay, if two resistors are connected, R1 and R2, then what about equivalent resistance of this? It will be R1 plus R2. Suppose there are n number of resistance, then it will be plus 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 up to plus Rn. Okay, I hope you know this. It is the equivalent of resistance in series. Then parallel. Okay, parallel, resistance in parallel. Okay, suppose the same two resistance are connected in parallel, R1 and R2. Okay, then what about its equivalent? Rp will be equal to what? Rp will be 1 by R. I'll take 1 by. Okay, these are your two resistance which are connected in parallel. I'll take R1 and R2. So let's take its equivalent, that is 1 by Rp will be equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. If there are n number of resistance connected in parallel, okay, then what it is should be plus 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 up to, okay, up to 1 by Rn has to be taken. Okay, just recall once. All right, and then Ohm's law. As we have said, Ohm's law is the current dependent. Ohm's law is, as we have discussed in an electrical circuit, current is directly proportional to current is directly proportional to V, okay, at a constant temperature. Okay, in an electrical circuit, at a DC circuit, okay, at a constant temperature, current in the circuit is directly proportional to the applied voltage. So for the analysis purpose, we are going to take V proportional to I, and then we'll remove this proportionality constant, so it is V is equal to I into R. Okay, then we can take R is equal to V by I. Okay, these are the some formulas you have to note it down. Okay, and then Kirchhoff's laws. So Kirchhoff's laws says that there are two again, KVL and KCL. Okay, KVL and KCL. So if you are speaking about KCL, then it should be algebraic sum of, okay, Kirchhoff's laws, KCL and KVL. KCL is what, at a particular node, okay, at a particular node in an electrical circuit, okay, at a node junction or at a node, all current entering will be equal to current leaving, or other words we can define that algebraic sum of current at a node is 0. Okay, in an electrical circuit, algebraic sum of all the currents at node will be 0. Okay, this is about your KCL. And what about this KVL? KVL is what? Algebraic sum of potentials of a loop is 0. Okay, these two are our Kirchhoff's laws and KVL, Kirchhoff's laws, KVL and KCL. And then last one is the division of current, means we can define this as also branch current. Okay, these are also called as branch currents. Okay, branch currents. So this is defined as, suppose if we have a two, okay, so with the DC supply, if we have like this, then this is the main current and this is the supply voltage. Let's say this is I1 and let's say this one is I2. Okay, it is R1 and it is R2. Okay, what we can write is, so I1 branch current can be written as main current, that is I, main current into resistance of the other branch. So we are finding out a current through I1. So main current into resistance of the other branch means R2 is the other branch. So main current into resistance of the other branch divided by total resistance. Whatever resistance are there, those two, R1 plus R2. Okay. Similarly, we can write it for I2 also. I'll write here itself. Okay. So I2 is, if you have observed the circuit, I2 is equal to I main current into resistance of the other branch. So I2 is here, so R1 is here. Therefore R1 divided by total resistance, it is R1 plus R2. Okay, these are the few things we supposed to know. Okay, and next, these are all. I hope you can glance once. Okay, RS is equivalent resistance is R1 plus R2 plus up to Rn. Resistance parallel is 1 by Rp. Okay, these are the parameters which you can calculate. Resistance are connected in parallel. Okay, division of current is branch currents. It's also called as branch currents. Okay, and then Ohm's law. These are all your Ohm's law, and you're supposed to remember these formulas as well. Okay, V is equal to I into R, R is equal to V by I. Okay, so these are all your formulas. Okay, I hope you have got this, and will continue from the next class about the source transformations. Okay, thank you.